You're lying in bed next to a woman who used to pull you into her like she couldn't get enough. Now you reach for her shoulder and she turns away like your hand weighs 100 pounds. Headache, stress, tired, busy. Not tonight, not this week, not lately, not like that. And you're telling yourself the same story most men tell themselves to survive it. It's just sex. It'll come back. She's just going through something. But let me give you the truth, clean and sharp. When a woman stops wanting you, the bedroom is not the problem. The bedroom is where the problem becomes undeniable. Chronic sexual refusal is rarely about libido alone. It's about the relationship's power, respect, and emotional polarity. It's about whether she still sees you as a man or as a roommate, a provider, a co-parent, a helper, a predictable utility. And if you keep treating this like a how do I get her to sleep with me again issue, you will make it worse. Because the things men do when they feel rejected, pleading, performing, overgiving, becoming extra nice, are the exact behaviors that kill desire. You can't negotiate attraction. You can't reason desire into existence. And you definitely can't buy respect with patience. So if you've been watching your relationship turn into a dead bedroom slow death, and you don't know where it started, pay attention. Because I'm going to walk you through what's actually happening when intimacy dies, why it happens, how to tell temporary from terminal, and what a man has to do without begging, without games, without losing his dignity to get the truth fast. Because that's the goal. Not getting sex, getting truth, getting clarity, getting your life back. The first thing men must understand, sex is the last domino. Most men focus on the first place it becomes painful, the bedroom. But sexual shutdown is almost always the last domino to fall, not the first. I had a client who thought his marriage suddenly became sexless. So he did what logical men do. He tracked it. 6 months. Every attempt, every rejection, every excuse, every pattern. And what he found was brutal. The sexual rejections lined up perfectly with a wider withdrawal that had been happening for months. She stopped laughing at him, stopped asking about his day, stopped sitting close on the couch, stopped touching him casually, stopped initiating anything that wasn't logistics. Sex didn't die first. Connection died first. Sex simply made the death visible. Because you can fake politeness. You can fake teamwork. You can fake being fine. You can't fake genuine desire. That's why a dead bedroom feels like a verdict. It forces you to face a reality you could ignore everywhere else. And here's the detail that matters. Temporary refusal is normal. Chronic refusal is information. Temporary vs. chronic, the difference that decides your future. Every couple has dry spells, work stress, kids, health issues, grief, medication, hormones, depression, anxiety, trauma, exhaustion. Those things can flatten libido. That's real. But there's a simple way to tell a real season from a permanent shift. A partner who's struggling but still bonded will care. They will acknowledge the problem. They will show concern. They will maintain other forms of closeness. They will try to protect the relationship while the body catches up. They might say, I hate that I don't feel like myself right now. I miss us. I want to fix this. They will seek help, communicate, and stay emotionally present, even if sex is limited. A partner who is using circumstances as cover will do the opposite. They won't name it. They won't work on it. They won't offer alternatives. They won't protect intimacy in any form. They'll just avoid, deflect, and push the conversation away until you stop bringing it up. That's the line. Temporary issues create a joint problem. Chronic refusal creates a power dynamic. One is we're fighting something. The other is you're being managed. The real warning signs are outside the bedroom. If you want the truth, stop measuring only sex. Measure affection, measure effort, measure investment. Because when a woman truly wants you, but libido is low, she still reaches for you in other ways. She still touches you. She still makes you feel chosen. When desire is dying, touch disappears first. Not the sexual kind, the human kind. No hand on your arm when she passes. No cuddle on the couch. No lingering kisses. No casual affection. No warmth. And that's how you know you're not dealing with low libido. You're dealing with low desire for you. Then comes the next sign: emotional contribution. A woman who's bonded but struggling will often compensate. She'll be thoughtful. She'll cook your favorite meal. She'll initiate quality time. She'll show appreciation differently. But a woman who is disengaged doesn't compensate. She withdraws across the board. Conversation becomes logistics. Connection becomes scheduling. You become a coworker in a shared household. And then comes the most revealing sign of all. Does she still want couple time? Because someone can be too tired for sex and still want closeness. Someone can have low libido and still want a date night. Someone can be overwhelmed and still want to sit next to you, lean on you, talk to you. When she avoids all couple time, always on her phone, always needing space, always choosing anything else over being with you, she's not avoiding sex. She's avoiding intimacy with you. That's the real crisis. A dead bedroom is terrible. A dead bond is fatal. The hidden truth. Most men don't want to say out loud. In some relationships, sex isn't disappearing. It's being weaponized. Not every time. Not every woman. Not every marriage. But it happens more than men want to admit. Because the moment you call it what it is, you have to confront a question that scares you. Am I being controlled? Some people learn, consciously or unconsciously, that controlling access to intimacy gives them leverage. If you want it and they don't, they hold power. And power does two things. It changes how you behave, and it changes how they see you. You start becoming extra agreeable, extra helpful, extra patient. You try to earn basic affection, and the more you try to earn it, the less attractive you become. Because desire doesn't respect desperation. That's the trap. You think you're showing love. You're actually training a dynamic where your needs don't matter. Then men do the next predictable thing. They try to buy desire. Gifts, vacations, more chores, romantic gestures. They treat intimacy like a vending machine. Insert effort, receive sex. But every time you pay for affection, you reinforce one damaging message. I am not naturally desirable. I must compensate. And once that message is set, she may appreciate you, but appreciation is not lust. Gratitude is not attraction. A woman can be thankful and still not want you. A woman can respect what you do and still not crave who you are. That's the difference that breaks men. The psychological damage of constant rejection. Men can handle a lot, but chronic sexual rejection in a committed relationship doesn't just deny pleasure. It denies identity. Because sex for men in a committed bond isn't just release. It's proof of connection. It's proof you're wanted. It's proof you still matter to the woman you're building a life with. So when it disappears, the man doesn't just feel frustrated. He starts rotting internally. He starts questioning his worth. He starts asking himself, am I ugly now? Am I boring? Did I fail as a man? Is there someone else? Am I just a provider? And here's the sick irony. The partner who denies intimacy often says, Sex isn't everything, but by making it nothing, they turn it into everything. Because deprivation creates fixation. Hold someone underwater and then accuse them of being obsessed with oxygen. That's what men live in. And if you suppress your needs to be understanding, you become easier to ignore. Your patience becomes permission. Your loyalty becomes evidence you'll tolerate anything. Men think endurance earns respect. In dead bedroom dynamics, endurance usually erodes it. Because the man who accepts starvation without consequences becomes less and less intimidating to lose. And when a woman isn't afraid to lose you, her desire rarely returns. The affair question, when it's not low desire, but redirected desire. Now we have to address the thing men whisper about, but avoid staring at. Sometimes the desire isn't gone. It's moved. Maybe not physical yet, but emotional, validation, flirting, attention, a coworker, an online connection, an old flame, a private world she's invested in where she feels alive again. And the signs are usually not subtle if you're willing to see them. She's too tired for intimacy, but stays up late scrolling, texting, laughing at her phone. She's too stressed for connection, but never misses girls' nights. She's too overwhelmed for date night, but finds energy for everything that isn't you. She suddenly cares about her appearance, just not for you. She guards her phone like it holds her identity. She becomes private in new ways. She becomes defensive when you ask normal questions. Listen carefully if the energy exists but never reaches you. You're not dealing with no energy. You're dealing with no energy for you, and you need to treat that as a reality, not a theory. The core issue is respect and polarity. Here's the uncomfortable truth that explains most dead bedrooms. Desire thrives when respect and polarity are alive. Polarity means tension between masculine and feminine energy, not stereotypes, not role playing, but contrast. A man who leads himself, a man who has a spine, a man who isn't begging for crumbs, a man who is grounded, purposeful, and not emotionally dependent on being wanted. When that polarity collapses, desire collapses. And what collapses polarity? Neediness, over accommodation, becoming too safe in the wrong way, turning into a helper instead of a man, living like a co-manager instead of a lover. Some women don't lose love, they lose erotic respect. They still care. They still want the family unit. They still want stability, but they stop wanting you. You become a beloved appliance, useful, necessary, reliable, but not erotic. And that's the cruelest position a man can live in, needed but not desired. Because you can't fix it with flowers. You can't fix it with chores. You can't fix it with begging. You fix it by restoring your position. What not to do. If you want to destroy your last chance of restoring attraction, do these things. Beg. Guilt her. Keep checking in about sex every few days. Try to persuade. Try to negotiate. Become overly romantic out of panic. Do endless chores to earn a kiss. Apologize for having needs. Threaten divorce every time you're frustrated. Explode, and then act confused when she retreats further. All of that communicates the same message. You control my emotional state. And the moment she can control your emotional state, you lose frame. You lose polarity. You lose attraction. Your goal isn't to win an argument. Your goal is to restore the conditions where desire can exist, or to discover that it cannot. What to do instead? The three-part reality check. Part 1. State it directly, once, without begging, not in anger, not as a negotiation, as a boundary. Something like, I'm not okay living in a relationship without intimacy. I'm not asking for duty sex. I'm asking for a real connection. If something is wrong, we need to address it honestly. Then stop talking. Let her respond. And pay attention to what you get, because her response tells you everything about the future. Part 2. Look for action, not words. A partner who wants repair will move. Doctor appointment, therapy, honest conversation, scheduled couple time, alternative intimacy, effort. A partner who wants comfort without change will give you vague language. Let's see. I don't know. Stop pressuring me. I'm just tired. No plan, no timeline, no movement. That's your answer. Part 3. Change your behavior, regardless of her choice. This is where men reclaim power. Stop orbiting her. Stop chasing closeness that isn't reciprocated. Stop funding the relationship emotionally while starving. Return your energy to your body, your mission, your friendships, your discipline. Get in shape because you respect yourself. Build your life because you're a man, not a supplicant. Create a standard. You will not live in a dead relationship while pretending it's fine. Here's the paradox men hate. The less you chase intimacy, the more chance it has to return if attraction still exists. And if it doesn't return, your withdrawal doesn't cause the loss. It reveals the truth sooner before you waste years. The ultimate decision. At some point, every man in this situation hits the same crossroads. Accept it permanently, demand repair with real consequences, or leave. Those are the only options. Waiting is not an option. Waiting is slow self-erasure. And no, it isn't all about sex. It's about being chosen. It's about being wanted. It's about not living like a roommate inside your own marriage. It's about dignity. If she's dealing with real medical issues, real trauma, real pain, then you support her while requiring honest action. But if she's simply disengaged, avoidant, resentful, or using denial as leverage, then your kindness becomes self-abandonment. And a man who abandons himself to keep a relationship alive ends up losing both, the relationship and himself. A final word to men. You deserve a relationship where intimacy is mutual, not negotiated, where affection is natural, not rationed, where desire is cultivated, not withheld. And if what you're living in now is a house with no warmth, stop pretending the problem is the thermostat. The problem is the fire. So ask the real question. Is she willing to rebuild it with you? Or has she already moved on emotionally while keeping you for stability? Get the truth. Then act like a man who respects himself. Because the worst outcome isn't being single. The worst outcome is spending years sleeping next to someone who makes you feel alone. If you've lived this, comment one thing you wish you had done earlier. Speak up sooner. Set a deadline. Stop begging. Hit the gym. Demand therapy. Walk away. Or something else. Somebody reading your comment is still trapped in the silent part of this story.